that you feel empowered, that you feel you have the information that you need, especially if you're starting out, that you know that it's a journey. Okay, you're starting a journey, and that you know as much as you possibly can so that you're successful. So welcome. So go ahead. We are starting a series. It's going to be a 3-part series, and this is the beginning. This is the first one, and it's for you to start strong. And going to hear a little more about mentorship at SCORE. It's just a great opportunity for you, if you so desire, to get someone to walk right alongside of you as you go. So yeah, my experience was mainly as a field sales manager. I trained a lot of ladies to become businesswomen, junior businesswomen. I saw some of them with tremendous growth. I was able to also launch some different initiatives that the company had as far as opening up storefronts. I was a trainer for quite a while, as I also did that. And I am a John Maxwell certified public speaker and coach. So it has spanned, things have changed throughout the years in business. So it's very exciting for me to stay in touch with the things that are changing. Okay, so starting strong in 2025, 2 things that I want to mention. I really would love for this to be interactive. I think there's a great opportunity when people get together and they're able to learn from each other. I think that's is priceless. Always. It's just part of it. It's just part of the journey that keeps you healthy, that keeps your business healthy, to revisit your foundation. Now, why? Why am I doing this? How has the city changed? Or, what are all the different things that I need to be looking at on a regular basis? It's just like anything else, like your personal life, like your marriage, if you're married, you have to keep just looking inside, getting a little introspective. Today, the focus is going to be looking at a model that you're able to basically look at the fundamentals of a business and where you're at in those fundamentals. And then the other part is asking yourself those questions. And that is the coach in me, which, when I was young, I used to answer those questions like that. Now that you have walked through life, some of those questions are hard to answer, but you have to answer. You have to answer. That is the way that you keep, your business breathing and viable. So thank you so much for sharing. You're looking to launch, right? It's the next one, or you have already launched, but and you're going to have a series of launches. So many of you have already opened your business, right? And some of you are thinking about relaunching and revisiting and revamping and looking at things. But basically, it's just a series of launching, because as things change, like I said, you need to keep it breathing. So a roadmap. How many of you have ever seen a business model canvas? 2? 2 of you, great. I'm going to give you one that has a little bit of a twist. It's just a little different. It's fundamentally the same. Because that is whether you modify it, whether you change some things to it, and you make it very personal, that is very important. It's like if you're going on a trip, you need to have a roadmap. The more that you know about the journey as you're going, and how, the hiccups and the pitfalls and the things that have changed and how you have to pivot. A lot of times you just, you're thinking you're going to go this way, and it's like, once you analyze, you have to kind of change a little bit and listen to what the market is telling you, to what your customers are telling you. The businesses that really succeed, that I see walk into a business that is succeeding, is because they're listening. They're listening. And they listen every day. Sometimes, we could get a little bit like, I know what I'm doing. I've done it for so long, or whatever, I know what I'm doing. That doesn't know. Not nowadays, you can't do that. You have to listen to the market. So, that is what the business model canvas does. It clarifies your vision. Really quickly about vision. And I know that there are many folks that start a business just because, my family did it, or I just feel that I know so much about it. But it's very important for me to mention that it's an internal combustion that has to happen when you are thinking about developing a business, continuing it, letting it grow, because it is that is going to take you a long way, and that is going to keep you excited about what it is that I am offering the market. So very important to clarify your vision, and for you to be confident, for you to have as much confidence as possible. You always have negativity around you. You always have, you say, oh my gosh, there's so many coaches out there. Everybody is a coach nowadays. There's so many coaches. What is that? I better just forget about it. Well, not really. You have something. If you're passionate about it and you have dreamt about whatever it is that you're doing, you have something to bring to the table. Maybe you don't have it exactly yet. That's why you have to go through the process. So you refine it, and you make it more relevant to what is going on. But you have something to bring to the table. And the reason why you go through all this and all the analysis, the business plans and all those things, is for you to be able to refine that vision. And if you need to change a little bit, like I said, pivot a little bit, but it's key to be able to and this is one of the things that give you confidence. This is one of the things that sets you apart, that gives you confidence, that you're able to really touch that magic that is in there that you want to give to others. In which you ask, you're able to present what you're offering. What is your value proposition? We're going to mention that later. If you're going to open a business and you're not really deeply aware of what you're bringing to the table, it's going to be difficult. Because you have competition. You're going to have competition every day. So you have to be very much. Filling needs, which really is the passion that moves a business person to fill a need, whether it is to travel, whether it is, to clean, or whatever it is that you're moved to. You're filling a need. You're standing in the gap. And when you bring to the table your personal, and I can't think of a better word, your personal magic is, it will, finances are great, making money, that's great, it's awesome, that's wonderful, but without fulfilling your purpose. I guess that everyone here has a business plan, right? We could be honest, that is daunting. We mentor a lot of folks, and some folks have a business and they say, yeah, well, my business plan, I did it 2 years ago, and it's complicated. It's just, I've had people here at these workshops. I had a couple of young men that, I'm not gonna get back into that. I have a business, it's growing, I know what to do. A business plan is really important. And it is part of that hard journey, but it lets you see where you're at, and where you're going, where you want to go. Key partnerships. You need to start thinking about those key partnerships. If you haven't so already, and if you already have some, how do you expand that? The key activities that you will be doing, the key resources that you need. Okay. As far as technology, it's a reality. You know, I'm an older lady. I have my son. I go, can you show me how to do this? He goes, oh, Mom, you know, I'll do it. He goes really fast. And I go, no, show me. He doesn't have the patience to show me. So the key resources are important. The value proposition, that is super, duper, 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 duper. I cannot emphasize enough. The value proposition is you are proposing to bring value to the market and to the customer and to the so what is it that you're going to offer that sets you apart and that helps you compete with other businesses that are doing the same thing you're doing? Let me come. Go ahead.
One thing that helped me, I used to say my value proposition was the process of coaching, but it's not that, it's the payout. Is what people are able to do as a result of what you're doing with them. So that helped me to state my value proposition.
Very soft. How is it that you're going to impact? Targeting, right? What customers segments are you targeting? The cost structure, really important, right? Some of us are more financially leading than others when it comes to finances are very important. It's part of your fundamentals. And then the revenue streams that that you're looking at. And this takes homework, it takes thought, it takes observation, it takes time. You have to devote time because it is just amazing. I'm brainstorming and having business partners that maybe, you know, a little more vision than you do, and people that have been in business and they have experience and they want to share with you. But it's very important for you to be able, as part of your vision, for you to be able to expand and be able to see, maybe I just thought about this and this and this. What do you think about this? And really quickly, I had a client that opened one of the most successful stores in Miami. They were able to have 7 stores after a while. And it was amazing when I met him for the first time. He sat down and he said, okay, so this opportunity, what are the income streams? We were there since 7 at night until 1 in the morning because he kept pulling it out. You know, I thought about the 2 major ones. He goes, oh, so you mean to tell me that if I do this, then maybe I could do this. Maybe I could give this service. And if I do that, maybe I could do that. I mean, you know, it was just, you know, amazing. He had been a businessman for many years, so he was able to expand the vision. And it takes just a little bit of time for you to sit down. And like I said, okay. So, to kind of sum it up a little bit, a good business idea fills a need or solves a problem, has been thoroughly thought out, so that's where the time it comes in. Carefully researched, you have to do your research. You really do. You have to do the elevator pitch, the thought that you have put into it, and everything that comes. Now, before we go into a little bit of self-coaching, which are just the questions that that you need to ask yourself. And maybe you have covered many of them, but it's very important to always revisit. That's great. So then, because what I had planned was for us to either work in teams or I think that working in teams is such a good thing, and you can kind of pull chairs together and just kind of, you know, in the areas and just look at those questions. Did you get them?
I handed out the coaching questions.
The coaching questions. Let me tell you, and I know that some people do not believe in it or they don't really care about it, but if you're a business person, coaching is very important. Coaching each other, coaches coach each other. We need it. We need to be coached. I need to be coached. I have been through different stages in life. Single, newly married, 2 kids, sandwich generation, sick parents, kids, sick husband, tough job, more stressful. You go through different stages in life. Widowed, right? Big, like you analyzed your life again, and you have to be very careful about what society is telling you so that you stay relevant and connected with yourself. Coaching is so important. So these questions are about coaching yourself, asking yourself those questions. And if you have the answers, awesome. It's just a review. Good. And review. You have to review. You always have to review. But I'm willing to bet that some of those questions you have not asked yourself. So ask yourself those questions.
And we've got 3s here.
So I'm If you really think about all the needs that we have here in society, deep needs, real needs, really there's a lot of space. It's business, so of course you have to, develop a business, but you would be filling a need, and it's meaning rather, sometimes importance is good. It's good to be important, but to be meaningful is really cool. It's a real good thing. Wrapping it up, so know your business, where you're going, your idea, what are the challenges, legal, regulations, credit, position, personal and business, and elevator pitch. Look out at market situation, trends, customer and potentials, level of unmet needs, be unique, no copycat, competition and suppliers, internet marketing programs, and then know your books. Books are important. What makes the biz tick? Does it make financial sense? So the money part of it is really important. Look at income, cost, cash flow, the timing, keeping track, score templates, and so on. Know your backers, how to fund, what do they expect, should we do it, look at preparation is key, the 6 C's of credit score, and all this stuff, even though we really didn't cover, and we have so much material on score.com. Thank you guys for coming. It's really a treat. I always know that when people get together and, like someone said, they're willing to communicate and they're willing to talk to each other. It's the best thing. It's the best thing too. It's a great experience because you understand you're part of the tapestry. You're not alone. I mean, if you choose to be alone, you can. But we learn from each other. So many talents, so many dreams, so many desires to help others. So once again, thank you so much